I never thought a phone call could shatter my world and rebuild it all at once. My name is Rachel Moore, and I'm a resident nurse at St. Anthony's Hospital in Denver, Colorado. The Rocky Mountains loom over this city like silent guardians. But that winter night in 2024, they felt more like walls closing in. I just finished a grueling double shift, my bones aching from the endless rounds of flu cases and elderly patients fighting the cold. I collapsed onto my worn couch in my small apartment in the Highlands neighborhood, the kind of place where young professionals like me scrape by on coffee and determination. Sleep was pulling me under when my phone buzzed at 3:17 a.m. The screen lit up with Mom, a name I hadn't seen flash there in months. Our last conversation at Thanksgiving had been a disaster. I'd finally unloaded on her about her husband, Tom Harlan, the man who'd wormed his way into her life 5 years ago and slowly pushed me out. He'd painted me as the dramatic daughter, the one causing trouble every time I visited. Mom had sided with him, as always. So why now? I answered, my voice thick with sleep. Mom? What's going on? Her whisper came through like a ghost on the wind, faint, broken. Rachel, help me, please. My heart slammed against my ribs.
Mom.
Where are you? Why are you whispering? I'm at Mountain View General, near Boulder.
He
left me outside. It's so cold. Honey. So cold. The line went dead. I bolted upright, the room spinning. Boulder was about 30 miles northwest of Denver, but a blizzard had hit the Front Range hard that night, the worst in years. With warnings blaring on every channel, stay off the roads unless it's life or death. This was. I threw on jeans, a sweater, and my heaviest boots, grabbing my coat as I ran to my battered Subaru Outback. The wind howled like a wounded animal, snow whipping against my face in the parking lot. Visibility was near zero. I could barely see the end of my hood. The nurse in me screamed to call 911. Let the pros handle it. Hypothermia sets in fast in these conditions. But her voice, that plea, it told me there was no time. And something deeper gnawed at me. She'd called me, not the cops, not anyone else.
Why?
The drive was hell. Normally 45 minutes. It stretched into over 2 hours of white-knuckle terror. Snowplows had barely touched the highways, and I crawled behind one for miles on I-25, my tires slipping on black ice. Semis fishtailed ahead, one jackknifing into a ditch with a crunch that echoed in my chest. I gripped the wheel, my mind racing. What if I'm too late? What if she's already? No. I couldn't think it. I tried her number again and again, voicemail every time. Flashes of our fractured past hit me. Mom, Evelyn Moore, a retired teacher who'd raised me alone after Dad died young. Strong, independent until Tom. He'd charmed her at a community center in Colorado Springs, where she'd moved after retiring. At first, he seemed perfect, a widower with a son, stable job in real estate. But soon, the red flags, canceling our visits, forgetting to tell her I called. I'd accused him of isolating her, and she'd defended him fiercely. Why didn't I push harder? The guilt twisted like a knife. When I finally spotted the hospital's glow through the storm, relief flooded me. The lot was chaos, cars buried under drifts. I abandoned mine and sprinted, snow soaking my boots. The ER entrance was lit but eerie.
Quiet.
Mom, I shouted into the wind, spinning in circles. Then I saw her, a small shape curled against the wall, 20 feet from the doors, half buried in snow. Hospital gown.
No shoes. No coat.
My knees buckled as I dropped beside her. She was frozen, lips blue, skin like marble, shaking uncontrollably.
Mom.
Oh God. Mom, I'm here. I yanked off my coat, wrapping it around her frail body, and dragged her toward the doors. They slid open agonizingly slow. Help! She's hypothermic, someone help. Nurses swarmed, wheeling her in with blankets and IVs. I followed, numb, as they worked. How long outside? One asked. She called hours ago. Someone dumped her here. They exchanged looks. She went missing from her room 3 hours back. We searched inside. Never thought. Someone put her out there. In the trauma bay. Details hit me. Fresh bruises on her wrists like fingerprints. Older yellow marks on her arms. She flinched from the male doctor. Eyes wild when Tom's name came up. No, don't call him. Please. Her monitor spiked. As they warmed her, something inside me cracked. The anger I'd harbored, at her for choosing him, at myself for giving up, sharpened into fury. He did this. Abandoned in a blizzard.
Bruised. Terrified. Why?
But deeper. A storm raged in my mind. How could I have let this happen? I knew something was off. But I walked away. Was it pride? Hurt? God. What kind of daughter am I? She stabilized slowly, color returning. But the tremors lingered, not cold.
Fear.
Every shadow made her clutch my hand. The doctor noted her admission. Confusion. A fall. Brought in by husband.
No dis chatty.
How'd you end up outside?
I
don't know. But her eyes screamed lies. Alone later. I pressed.
Mom.
Tell me the truth. Tears fell. You warned me about Tom. I should have listened. That doesn't matter now. What happened? She whispered fragments. Control starting small, criticizing her friends. Her spending, pushing me away. Then his son, Alex, moving in, treating her like dirt. Finances handed over after her hip surgery 2 years back. Temporary, he'd said. But he kept it all. House in his name. Accounts locked. I'm nothing without him. The bruises? Clumsy. But her face said otherwise. A nurse interrupted. Tom was here. Mom panicked, trying to flee. He'll be mad. I wasn't supposed to fuss. I held her as she sobbed, years of isolation pouring out. This is my fault too. I stopped fighting when she pushed me away.
But now
I see. She's trapped. And I'm the only one who can pull her out. Rage burned, but resolve hardened. We weren't running, we were fighting back. The hospital room felt like a cage that night. The beeps of monitors a constant reminder of how close I'd come to losing her. Mom drifted in and out of sleep, her hand limp in mine. But my mind was a whirlwind. How long has this been building? The missed calls, the canceled visits. I thought she was choosing him. But it was fear.
Control.
And I let resentment blind me. Guilt clawed deeper. If I'd visited more, pushed harder. But self-pity wouldn't help. Action would. By morning, the storm had eased to flurries. Roads plowed but slick. I signed her out against advice. Observation recommended. But she begged to leave. He'll find me here. I bundled her into my car. Her in my spare clothes. Too big on her shrunken frame. The drive back to Denver was silent. Mountains watching like judges. She stared out, whispering, "What now? You stay with me." Safe. My apartment welcomed us with its clutter. Books on nursing. Half-dead plants. I made tea, wrapped her in blankets. She looked so small on the couch. Like the mom from my childhood had vanished. Tom stole her spark. But I'll get it back. My phone rang unknown. I answered warily. Rachel? Tom here. His voice was polished Rocky Mountain charm. The real estate guy everyone trusted. We've been worried about Evelyn. Worried? You left her to freeze.
Pause.
She must be confused. Dementia in her family. I stepped out for insurance. Came back. She was gone. Nurses say you never returned. Misunderstanding. Look. She needs care.
I've handlet hermits.
Everything. And the bruises? She falls a lot. Her condition. She's not going back. His tone iced over. I have power of attorney. This is kidnapping. Call the cops. I hung up, hands shaking. Mom paled. You shouldn't provoke him. But I have to. For both of us. 20 minutes later. A knock. 2 Denver PD officers. Looking awkward. Report of a vulnerable adult held against will. I let them in. Mom nodded weakly. I'm here by choice. Don't want to go back. They noted bruises. Look like grabs. She hesitated. Then, I don't feel safe there. They left. Promising to inform Tom, she was voluntary. Relief was short-lived. I called the hospital for records. Then my friend Lisa, a social worker in Boulder. Get an elder law attorney now, she urged. Document injuries. Journal everything. Abusers hate losing control. Be careful. That afternoon, with Mom's okay, I photographed the marks. Purple wrists, arm bruises, a faded back welt. Each snap fueled my anger. But her eyes haunted me. I feel like evidence. You're a victim.
Mom.
But you'll be a survivor. She opened up more. Tom's son Alex. 32. Jobless. Living off them. He accidentally breaks my things. Calls me useless. A text buzzed, unknown. Big mistake. Dad's not one to cross. Bring her back. Alex. Another. She's paranoid. Stories made up. We have proof. Email from Tom. Attachments. Power of attorney. Cognitive impairment diagnosis from Dr. Ellis. His buddy. Golf pals covering for each other. Mom confirmed. Tom switched doctors, said mine was pricey. I forwarded to attorney Mark Thompson. Lisa's wreck. Urgent help. As Mom napped, I researched Colorado elder abuse laws, financial exploitation. Isolation punishable. But doubt crept in. He's connected.
Charming.
What if no one believes us? What if I fail her again? Evening brought more texts. Threats veiled as concern. Think of her health. Mom saw one. Trembled. Alex is crueler, enjoys it. I blocked them. But fear lingered. This isn't just about her. It's my redemption. I walked away once. Not now. Mark called back. Strong case for revoking POA. Duress suspected. File for emergency guardianship. But prove abuse. We started a journal. Mom's entries. Halting but damning. Tom controls money, says I'm dumb. Alex laughs when I cry. I added mine, the call. The drive. Her state. Sleep evaded me that night. Couch uncomfortable. Mind racing. What if he shows up? Cops won't always come fast. But beneath fear, purpose grew. Next day, Mark met us at a coffee shop in Lodo, neutral ground. Mom, in my clothes, looked fragile but spoke steadily. I signed POA post-surgery, temporary,
He said.
Wouldn't revoke. Mark nodded. Colorado law favors vulnerable adults. Will petition to nullify. Seek restraining order. He warned, Tom might counter with dementia claims. Mom's eyes flashed. I'm not demented, scared. There she is. The fighter. We filed that afternoon at the Denver County Court. Emergency, hearing set for a week. Driving home, Mom squeezed my hand. Thank you. But guilt surged. I should have seen this sooner. My anger at her blinded me to his manipulation. A voicemail from Tom. Rachel. Let's talk reasonably. Evelyn's confused. Bring her home. Deleted. But another text. You'll regret this. Attached. Photo of my car in my lot. They're watching. Panic hit. But I pushed it down. No more hiding. For her.
For us.
We barricaded in. Ordering groceries online. Mom shared more, how Tom charmed her from loneliness. Then chipped away, banning friends, managing her pension from teaching. Your visits? He said you stressed me. Lies I believed. Internal storm. I resented her for it.
Called less.
What daughter does that? But she absolved. He isolated us both. A breakthrough, tears, hugs. I called you because you're my strength. Am I? Or just making up for lost time? Days blurred. Mark gathered evidence, bank statements showing transfers to Tom's accounts. Witnesses from her old book club in Springs. Tom stopped her coming, said she was ill. Hospital docs, abandonment in storm. Bruises consistent with assault.
Dr.
Ellis's diagnosis? Questionable. Quick visit. No tests. Mom's regular doc confirmed. Sharp as ever. Threats escalated. Flat tire on my car. Slashed? Paranoia or real? Police report filed. Alex called once. You're destroying our family. What family? You abused her. Hang up.
Inside.
Conflict raged. Revenge feels good. But is it healing? Or just more pain? Mom noticed my pacing. Rachel. This is heavy on you. Worth it. But doubt whispered. What if we lose? The week before the hearing felt like walking a tightrope over the Rockies, every step precarious. Wind howling doubts. Mom grew stronger daily. Cooking simple meals in my tiny kitchen. Her hands steadier. But her eyes still darted at noises. And my mind was a battlefield. I'm doing this for her. But what about the toll? Sleepless nights. Jumping at shadows. Am I becoming as trapped as she was? Guilt evolved into something raw. I abandoned her emotionally years ago. This fight is my penance. But does it erase the hurt I caused by giving up? Mark built our case meticulously. Colorado's elder protection laws were on our side, emphasizing undue influence in POAs. We added affidavits. Neighbors in Colorado Springs noting arguments. Mom's withdrawn demeanor. One said, saw bruises once. Tom brushed it off as a fall. Powerful. But Tom's lawyer, a sharp Denver firm type, fired back pre-hearing, motions claiming Mom's incompetence, demanding psych eval. Stalling tactic, Mark said. Will counter. A package arrived anonymously. Old photos of Mom looking disheveled. Captioned proof of decline. Manipulated? Mom broke down. He took those when I was sick, twisting everything. I held her, rage boiling. How low? But inside. Am I strong enough? What if my resentment fueled this mess? Nights were worst. I'd lie on the couch, replaying memories, childhood in Denver suburbs. Mom teaching me resilience after Dad's death. We're a team. Then Tom entered, and the team fractured. I blamed her, not him. Called her weak in my head.
God.
Forgive me. A call from Lisa. APS investigating financial red flags. Adult Protective Services in Boulder confirmed exploitation. Tom's real estate investments drained her $200,000 from condo sale. Pension diverted. Criminal potential. Hope flickered, but threats intensified. My work email hacked, anonymous message. Drop the case or lose your job. Hospital IT traced it vaguely to Springs. Police added cyber harassment to the file. Alex showed up once, banging on my door. Let me see her. Cops arrived. Escorted him away. Mom hyperventilated after. He's like Tom, enjoys the power. Seeing her terror. My internal war peaked. Revenge or justice. Hate consumes. But so does inaction. I have to balance this for her sake. We prepped testimony. Mom practiced. Voice gaining strength. I want my life back. Mark. Focus on facts. Emotions secondary. But emotion was everything. A voicemail from Tom. Tearful now. Rachel. I love her. This is a mistake. Act. Deleted. But it stirred pity. Quickly crushed.
No.
He nearly killed her. Hearing day dawned crisp. Denver skyline gleaming under fresh snow. Mom wore a simple dress, mine altered. She looked resolute, but her hand trembled in mine as we entered the courthouse. Judge Elena Ramirez presided, a no-nonsense Latina known for family cases. Tom sighed, him in a suit. Charming smile, Alex smirking, lawyer Brennan aggressive. Our witnesses, Lisa. Neighbors.
Docs.
Tom's Dr. Ellis. Friends vouching his devotion. Opening. Mark painted coercion. Abandonment. Brennan. Misunderstanding Mrs. Harlan needs care only Mr. Harlan provides. Mom testified first. Steady, but emotional. Tom grabbed me that night. Angry I wanted to see Rachel. Dumped me at hospital. Left in snow. Brennan crossed harshly. Confusion from dementia? No, fear. Watching her stand tall. Pride swelled. But guilt lingered. I should have protected her sooner. I took the stand next. Voice firm. Found her freezing, bruises fresh. She's sharp. Abused. Brennan attacked. Estranged daughter. Biased? Estranged because Tom isolated us. Inside, he's right, I was distant. But that's why I fight now. Evidence mounted. Photos. Records. APS report.
Dr.
Ellis faltered under cross. One visit, diagnosis? Sufficient. But our expert countered. No impairment, trauma effects. Tom's turn. I cared for her, she wanders. Lies smooth. But cracks showed when Mark pressed on finances. Why hide accounts? Investments. Alex testified arrogantly. She's forgetful, Dad helped. But under cross. You lived rent-free off her money? Family. Smirk faded. Recess. Tom approached. Lawyer trailing. Rachel. End this for her. Mom stood firm. No more. He glared, but backed off. Back in. Bombshell. We presented recovered voicemails from Mom's old phone, Tom threatening. Question me again. You'll regret. Court hushed. Brennan objected. Tampered, but authenticated. Tom's composure cracked. Lies. Judge warned. Alex muttered. She deserves it. Bailiff silenced him. Closing. Mark urged protection. Brennan. Family matter. Judge deliberated briefly, tension thick. My mind screamed. If we lose, it's my fault for not seeing, not acting. But if we win, redemption? Ruling. Evidence shows undue influence. Abuse. POA revoked. Temporary guardianship to MS.
More.
Restraining order issued. Tom stood, red-faced. Appeal. But judge. Accounts frozen. APS to investigate further. Chaos. Tom lunged verbally. You ruined us. Security intervened. Outside, Mom hugged me, tears flowing. Free. But my heart ached heavier. Justice.
Yes.
But the pain we endured, was it worth the scars? Threats didn't stop. A note on my car. Watch your back. Police traced to Alex. Arrest warrant issued. Healing began. But internal conflicts deepened. Revenge satisfied. But empathy nags. Were they products of their own brokenness? Victory in court was bittersweet. Like summiting a peak only to see storms below. Mom moved into my spare room permanently, her laughter echoing faintly as she reclaimed hobbies, knitting, reading Colorado history books. But the emotional weight crushed heavier. We won legally. But the wounds? Mine run deep. Regret for years lost. Anger at myself for blindness. And her? She hides the trauma. But I see it in her flinches. APS dug deeper. Uncovering Tom's pattern. 2 ex-wives with similar stories. 1 accidental death after asset transfers. FBI sniffed around. Federal fraud potential. You save her life, Mark said. But inside, did I? Or just delayed the inevitable pain of confronting our fractured bond? Restraining order held. Tom and Alex barred from contact. But shadows lingered. A suspicious car outside my building. Police patrol increased. Work suffered. I took leave. Haunted by nightmares of that blizzard drive. What if I'd ignored the call? She'd be gone. And I'd live with eternal guilt. But this path. It's unraveling me. Mom noticed. Rachel. You're carrying too much. For you. No, for your own ghosts. Civil suit followed. Restitution for stolen funds. Forensic accountants traced $350,000 hidden in Tom's real estate shells, offshore hints. Hearing in Denver federal court. More witnesses. Including ex-employees. Tom bragged about managing wives' money. Mom testified again. Voice unbreakable. He stole my independence. Tom's defense crumbled. He admitted loans but claimed consent. Judge froze assets. Ordered repayment plus damages. Alex, implicated in transfers. Faced charges. Bank fired him. In cross. He snapped. She was a burden. Mask slipped. Tom glared at me from the dock. Happy now?
No outburst.
Just cold eyes. His hate mirrors mine, but mine's justified? Or am I becoming vengeful like him? Ruling. Full restitution. $100,000 punitive. Mom whispered. Not about money, justice. But my soul ached. Justice heals her. But stirs my demons. Forgiveness? Impossible yet. Post-hearing. Tom cornered us in hall, security nearby. You destroyed my life. Mom, you destroyed mine first. He walked away.
Defeated.
But a letter arrived weeks later. From Tom. Prison-bound. Sorry, misunderstood. Manipulation? Mom burned it. No more power over me. Healing intensified emotions. Mom joined a support group in Denver for abuse survivors. Sharing her story. Helps others. I attended once, heard echoes of our pain. Why didn't I see her isolation as abuse? My pride cost us years. Therapy for me. Unpacking resentment. You both were victims, counselor said. But guilt flooded. I chose anger over persistence. Threats faded as arrests loomed. Tom charged with elder abuse. Fraud. Alex accessory. Bail denied for flight risk. Media buzzed. Colorado real estate mogul in abuse scandal. Tom's reputation tanked. Partners fled. Club memberships revoked. Public shaming hit hard. But I felt a pang. Is this humane? Or just cycle of pain? Mom's foundation idea bloomed. More elder aid. Helping victims. We fundraised at community events in the foothills. Her speeches, silence kills, speak. Inspiring. But her private tears, I miss who I was. Mine matched. I miss the mom before him, and the daughter I could have been. A breakthrough night. Over tea. She said, "Forgive yourself. Rachel." You answered when it mattered. Sobs racked me. I should have sooner. We both should have. But we're here now. Trials loomed, state for abuse, federal for fraud. Prep was grueling, reliving details. Mom's diary entries read in depots, heart-wrenching isolation logs. Tom's team fought dirty, smear campaigns online. Greedy daughter. But evidence mounted. Hospital cams showing Tom leaving alone. Bruised photos. Financial trails. In pre-trial, Tom offered plea, guilty to lesser fraud. No abuse admit. We refused. He needs to face it, Mom said. My internal torrent, pushing for max punishment, revenge, or protection. Empathy creeps. Maybe he's broken too. But no, accountability first. Court day, packed room, tension electric. Prosecution laid case, abandonment as attempted harm, given blizzard. Witnesses hammered. Defense, accident confusion. But Mom's testimony sealed. He left me to die. Cross brutal. But she held. I was clear-minded, terrified. I followed. She called me brave act. A cross, motivated by hate, by love. Tom's stand, remorse act. I cared wrong, but under fire, admitted grabs in frustration. Jury out briefly, guilty all counts. Alex, too. Sentencing pending. Relief washed. But emotions peaked. Win.
Yes.
But the human cost? Scars eternal. Sentencing day in the federal courthouse felt like the eye of a storm, calm surface.
Turmoil beneath.
Tom got 15 years. Elder abuse. Fraud. Endangerment, lighter than max. Considering his age. But justice served. No outburst. He just stared blankly as cuffs clicked. Alex, 5 years. Tearful pleas ignored.
Outside.
Media frenzy. Mom spoke softly. This isn't vengeance, it's a wake-up for others. Abuse hides in plain sight. Check on loved ones.
No lo ating.
Just grace. But my heart drowned in waves. They pay. But do we heal? My guilt's heavier. Years of distance I can't reclaim. And pity stirs. Were they monsters or misguided? Post-trial, restitution flowed, $450,000 back. Funding Mom's independent condo in Golden, near Denver's foothills. She decorated brightly, photos of us. Dad's mementos Tom had hidden. My space. Dating a kind widower from group.
She bloomed.
Foundation thrived. Workshops.
Hotlines.
Her story saved others. One woman escaped after hearing it.
Ripples, she said. For me.
Promotion at hospital, elder care specialist. But therapy deepened. Forgive the past. A letter from Tom in prison. Genuine remorse? I see now loneliness drove me. Saw the... Mom read. Pondered. Maybe he learns. We didn't respond. But it's softened edges. Hate fades. Understanding grows. Lesson. Broken people break others, but healing breaks the cycle. One snowy evening. A year later. We sat by her fire. Hot cocoa steaming. Remember that night? She asked. Tears came. How could I forget? The drive. The fear. And the strength. She hugged me. You saved us both. You called. I just answered. More, you fought when I couldn't. Emotions crested. No more guilt. Acceptance. We rebuilt from ashes. A text. Another survivor helped by foundation. Mom smiled. Best revenge? Living fully. Light lesson settled. Family bonds endure if nurtured. Isolation breeds pain. Reach out. Forgive. Rebuild. As snow fell gently, peace enveloped us. No more blizzards in our souls, just warmth. Unbreakable.